Photorealistic Tamriel Beta by LOO is on version 2.0. Photorealism is an art genre that isn't only defined as an end in and of itself, but a means to mimic the photographic language. It is the concept of using camera and photography to gather information in order to attempt to produce an image as realistically as possible, with a meticulous attention to realistic details. In another medium, an emulation of photography. PTR is an advanced preset which is primarily focusing on giving body to light and improving the materials while keeping a good and natural color balance with a soft stylized touch. PTR comes with a wide loot library. It offers more than 40 different loots to emulate famous photographs, films and slides, black and white and color, DSLR profiles, Instagram effects, color correction, stylized effects, and famous cinematic color grades to easily adapt to colors and the contrast of the preset depending on the monitor setup and personal taste, or to transform the visuals of PTR into something much more stylized while keeping all of its enhancements. If you are interested in loots, presets, and customizations, you can also look at the CFLMB Cinematic Film Looks by Trey M. This has been built using Photorealistic Tamriel, and which is a more cinematic and vintage variation of PTR. Based on photography, the preset as it comes from the download is the one the mod author used himself, but you can use any optional presets you want to tune your sharpness and lenses, with or without chromatic arbitration, with or without dirty lenses, with or without grain, with or without a depth of field. All the optional effects that are preset and that can be easily changed in-game by pressing the delete key and selecting through the menu from there. At the time of this description, version 2.04, all default weathers have been carefully redone for more natural and realistic lighting and a wider variety of atmospheric properties, lightings and temperatures and intensity, diffuse lighting, fake bounce lighting, and more, all set depending on your region. Some of the new weathers have been crafted with a variation depending on the region. For now, they are mostly the missing links between vanilla weathers, so the climates feel a bit more natural. There are more than 20 new thunder sounds added, better rain sound effects and particles, new fog effects, and some special effects related to regions of the game. The torch has been modified too, so that it can be more useful during the darkest nights, and the AI detection threshold, like some of the other little things, have been altered to suit the NAT and the PTR changes. I have to say that the PTR, for me, the lighting on clear days has a slight yellowish hue to me. Now, this can be altered with more time, I would believe, in the menus, but for some reason I seem to have missed it. I did find a filter I liked that gave a bit more of a blue and a cool hue. I was more attracted to that one for day. But otherwise, the PTR isn't bad, and it's something that is very ambitious and only going to get better from here. As stated, it is in a beta form, only version 0.2. Therefore, there's room to change and room to improve. For me, the PTR is a mixed bag. There are some day regions that slightly miss the mark for me. But when the night falls, the PTR is perfect for having that atmosphere of darkness. If you've ever been in the forest at night and there are no streetlights, you know what I mean. Also, the mod author has stated the PTR doesn't really change anything on the interiors, but I found switching from my last EMB to the PTR, the interiors had a much more cinematic feel. I found myself sitting for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, doing shots, panning around my custom player home, doing close-ups of the armor in my player home. The subtle nuances in the pieces seemed to jump more, seemed to pop more, and it gave more life. Honestly, it became photorealistic in those senses. The PTR is well on its way to becoming something that'll probably be one of those must-have E&Bs. Another one in a long line of great pieces of work, especially by LOO. The rain and fog effects were also very atmospheric, very enthralling, engaging, pulling you into the moment as you just wander around Tamriel aimlessly. And without any HUD on, it becomes far more immersive. It sucks you in a hell of a lot better that way. I wanted to do a little piece on this real quickly to make people aware of this mod. Because it was brought to my attention, I had no idea that LOO had done it. So I figured this was well worthy of something to show off to people. Well, that's going to do it for me, unfortunately. I've been up for hours re-recording the audio because I can honestly say I'm not quite used to the Yeti microphone yet. I also made the blunderous mistake of deleting all of my editing for the PTR as far as the video work. So I set myself back at least another day. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you as always for tuning into my channel. Forgive me for sounding tired. It's 4:29 a.m. and I'm long overdue for a nap.